I'm going to go over how to set up a final draft for this class. I call it rough to final formatting in your syllabus. It is a format that is very specific to my class, and it's something you've probably never encountered before, and that's why I wanted to give you a video explanation of it. One specific reason that I employ this type of format is to give you a very thorough writing process for this class. And if you're in one of my humanities classes, you may be wondering, well, why do I have to go through the writing process? Well, at Surrey Community College, we employ writing across the curriculums. So whether you're in a science class or a humanities class or a math class, all of your instructors want you to write, and they want you to write well. So as you are writing in any of your classes, we want you to really think about the writing process and how you write and what you write. So the way that I have set up this process, when you're looking at your rough draft and your final draft, I really want you to think about the errors that you made and why you made them or how you made them. And if you're looking at one draft and at your next draft, if you see that you're making the same errors over and over and over again, it may be something that you want to come to talk to me about in office office hours. Miss Lawson, how is there a way for me to stop continually making this error? By the time you get to college, some of these errors that you're making are errors in grammar that you probably should have been taught middle school, early high school. But unfortunately, because of standardized testing, sometimes grammar is kind of put to the wayside. So I know that's the reason that some of you make some of these errors over and over again, is because they were not taught as stringently as they should have been by some of your teachers. And I'm not saying that's anyone's fault. I was a high school English teacher at one point myself, and sometimes, you have to sacrifice certain things if they're not on the test to make sure that your students are prepared for the test. So I'm not laying blame anywhere. But when it comes to essay writing, we have to make sure that we are fulfilling all the parameters of the assignment, and grammar is one of them. So when you log into Moodle and you go to the rough draft assignment link, you are going to see to the far right of the assignment. At least that's where it is in mine. It could be somewhere just a little bit different in yours. But you're going to see the assignment that you uploaded, and then you're going to see a second version of that assignment, but it's going to have the word graded at the end. And that's the version that I want you to open. The one with the word graded at the end. And when you open that up, you're going to see comment bubbles from me over to the right-hand side. And when I put these comment bubbles in, I'm employing the review function in Word. So if you go up to your menu here in Word and you click on review, basically what I do when I put these comment bubbles in is I click new comment. And I'm putting these comment bubbles in. Now, what you see here on this student's paper are numbers. And I'll just kind of scroll down here so you can see. So these probably do not make much sense to you at all, which is why in your syllabus, I have put a key. So if you go to your syllabus and you scroll down to the navigating your syllabus section and you go to grammar, Okay, this will explain the grammar editing marks. You will find a number key for the grammar errors that I mark in your essays. If you have a sentence in a draft and the comment has a number, see this key for the corresponding grammar error. Okay, so if you scroll down, I have numbers 1 through 15 that correspond to 15 of the most common errors that I find when I am grading papers. So if you have a number 1 in your paper, that means it's a comma for an introductory phrase, meaning that you did not put that comma in even though you had an introductory phrase. 2 means you have a comma splice error. That means that you put a comma between 2 independent clauses when you should have put end punctuation. So that means that you either need to put a coordinating conjunction after that comma, or you need to take that comma out and put either a period or a semicolon. And then 3 is a comma for 2 independent clauses. 4 means that you need to check the hints about writing worksheet. That could mean one of many things, and we'll come back to that in just a second. So if you go on down the list, there are several other comma errors. 5 is you need a comma for a dependent phrase. 6 is a comma for an interrupter. 7 is the comma is not needed. 8 is a verb tense error. 9 is either you have a plural or a possession error. And 10 is a capitalization error. 11 is spelling. 12 is word choice. 13 means you have awkward word or phrasing. And often, if you read that out loud, you'll probably catch what you mistyped. Sometimes our fingers get ahead of ourselves. Sometimes proofreading can catch that for us, but if you did not proofread or if you did not proofread closely, sometimes we miss things. 14 means you have a run-on, which means you need some end punctuation in there. You have either 1 or 2 mini sentences, and 15 is a fragment. So that's what these numbers mean. Now let's go to the Hints About Writing worksheet. I'm going to find a top of document and go back to the top of my document and then find the Hints About worksheet section of my syllabus. Hints About Writing. There it is. All right. So the Hints About Writing section of your syllabus goes over many, many things. It goes over some capitalization things about classes and AM and PM and degrees. It goes over some italicization of album titles, movie titles, TV shows, and songs being in quotation marks. Capitalization of board games, important words in a title. It goes through slang terms, using etc. in formal writing. The fact that you're not supposed to use contractions in an essay because they are technically slang. If you're using them in a discussion forum, I let you get away with it. But in our essays, you need to write them out. So instead of writing can't, you need to write out cannot. Instead of don't, you need to write out do not. There's information about pronoun usage. We're also talking about homophones, the difference between there, and there, you, your, and two, and two. There's also information about double prepositions, quotation marks, a couple of other things. It would probably be a good idea for you to go through and read this Hints About Writing worksheet if you have not taken an English class in a while. And once again, if you are in one of my humanities classes, you may be thinking, well, I'm not in an English class. Well, this is a humanities class, but we are going to be writing essays. And in almost every humanities class that I know of at Surrey, you will be writing essays. So you do need to know the rules of standard grammar and English. So that's just something that you need to be prepared for. So the Hints About Writing worksheet is in your syllabus. The grammar key is in your syllabus. And if you did not notice as I was going through this, your syllabus is hyperlinked. So anything that you want, any section of your syllabus that you want to go to, if you are looking at the online version of your syllabus, or if you're looking at the digital version of your syllabus, all you have to do is click on one of these blue hyperlinked sections, and it'll take you right to that section in your syllabus and tell you, and all you have to do is read what that section is discussing, and then you can click top of document, and it'll take you right back to the top of the document, and then you can go to another section of the syllabus, such as the schedule, and it'll give you the schedule in calendar format for the entire semester. So even though the syllabus is a little long, that's just something that I do for you to kind of make it a little easier for you to read. So I'm going to go back to the grammar section here. All right, I'm going to go back to these grammar editing marks. I'm going to split my screen here, if it'll let me.